The Grand Canyon bison are American icon, the most majestic mammal in North America. Stands up to 14 foot tall, weighs up to 2,000 pounds, and can run up to 45 miles an hour. In 2016, the American bison became our United States of America national mammal. What happened in the past to the American bison in the United States? Native Americans hunted the bison for food, clothing, and shelter. In the 1850s, the European settlers found them a nuisance, building their railroads and their industry, and were hunting them with rifles. There were billions of bison roaming the Rocky Mountains, and they were hunted off to near extinction. What can be done to save our greatest American icon? Teddy Roosevelt and other conservationists found it necessary to do something, and do something quick. Teddy was very familiar with the Grand Canyon and had a plan. To save the American bison from extinction. What was done? Theodore Roosevelt set aside a reservation of property in the Grand Canyon. Ranchers in the Game and Fish Department got together and moved the heavy bison. As large as our American greatest icon is, it was a difficult task back in the 1900s. They moved him to their new home. How did they do? They bred well. They had plenty of food to eat off the natural grasses. They were untouched by mankind. They flourished and ran through the Grand Canyon. In the higher elevations of Arizona and the Grand Canyon, we have heavy snowfall. Because of their thick coats and their heavy fat content. They thrived through the winters. Our greatest American icon was happy at home in the Grand Canyon. They had fields of grass forever to eat. They thrived. But the bison hasn't been in Arizona for millions of years. Does he have any predators? The predators that he had were the black bear, which does not eat much meat. the coyotes who hunt in packs, but wouldn't be very successful on such a large animal, and the mountain lion, who is a singular hunter. So they thrived. Today they've overthrived to an overabundance that their habitat cannot supply. Their large herds of stompled grass are depleting the soils. Their large herds are ruining the water sources for all of the animals in the park. They're knocking over fences to the point of no repair. And they're damaging trees and brush. Habitat destruction affects animals because when their home gets destroyed, so does everything else that they need to survive. After living with a while without the right supplies, they shall die. We will lose our greatest American icon in the Grand Canyon. We must act now. The sacred animal of the Native Americans, our United States of America national mammal. Wildlife and its habitat cannot speak, so we must, and we will, said Theodore Roosevelt. What can we do to save our greatest American icon, the Grand Canyon bison? We could move them, but the efforts are very hard. They must be sedated, and it takes a lot of manpower. And to move them is very costly. We could donate to help out in the cause to save our greatest American icon. We could hunt to feed our families, to restore the population. And contribute to conservation. We have a few choices to save our American bison. In the Grand Canyon. But we must act now. We want them to breed. We want them to roam the fields throughout the Grand Canyon. We want them to roam the fields and eat the native grasses throughout the Grand Canyon. We want them to be at home in the Grand Canyon. Our greatest American icon, the Grand Canyon bison. We need to do our part to save the Grand Canyon bison